My name is Lewin Wertheimer. I'm an architect who works primarily in the custom residential field and primarily in West Los Angeles. I personally think of myself as a conductor of an orchestra. That's how I've always envisioned my role. And what I'm there for is to look at the piece of music, which in the case of architecture is my clients in their dream. That's the piece of music. How am I going to interpret that, and how am I going to work with all of the different people, the violinists, the pianists, all of the different musicians involved to make this sound wonderful and be a unique interpretation of this piece of music. So I don't see myself as the stylistically guiding force in the sense of, here, this is what Lewin Wertheimer Architect does, take it or leave it. My portfolio and website shows what I think is a pretty great diversity of styles. I think a lot of things that I do in the initial stages with clients is ask them a lot of questions about their lifestyle, about their goals. Are they a growing family? Are their kids going to be leaving soon? What are their long-term goals? What are their short-term goals? And then we get into stylistic questions. Are they looking to build a brand new home? So are they looking for a vacant piece of property, or are they looking for a house that is really maybe in such bad condition but on a really nice piece of property that it's a tear down? Or is it an existing house that we're going to be doing a significant or less significant project? All of those things are going to start honing in on a solution. My clients very often are a couple, and very often one of them is significantly more involved than the other, whether it's because one of them has a full-time job and they're off and just not as available, or because they're not as interested. And it really varies. You'd think that it would be mostly the husband that's kind of the less involved one, but I've really had both situations. I have to sit down with both of them initially for the first few meetings. It's so important that I hear directly from both parties in the same room what their desires are. And then I'm able to identify very quickly where the differences are lying. And it's not rocket science. It doesn't require a psychology degree. Sometimes, for example, I remember I was designing a library edition for a couple, and he wanted a dark, stained, traditional, manly library, and she wanted a screened-in porch. And that was a really big difference. And what I realized early on is that I could solve both issues with some compromises. What we ended up with was a lighter stained pine room that had 2 walls of books and shelves, and 2 walls of glass and screen doors and light. And it's a beautiful room. They use it all the time, and they both love it. And I felt really proud of myself for having been able to come up with that solution.